Cryptocurrency is often talked about as this revolutionary, futuristic form of money, but understanding how it actually works requires diving into a few core concepts that make it both unique and disruptive to traditional financial systems. At its foundation, cryptocurrency is a type of digital or virtual currency that relies on cryptography, which is the art of writing or solving codes to secure transactions, control the creation of additional units, and verify the transfer of assets. Unlike traditional currencies issued by central banks, cryptocurrencies operate on a decentralized network using blockchain technology, which is essentially a distributed ledger that records every transaction across a network of computers. This decentralization is critical because it removes the need for intermediaries like banks, which historically have controlled the flow of money and enforced trust. In a blockchain, every transaction is recorded in a block, and each block is linked to the previous one, forming a chronological chain that is immutable and transparent. When someone sends cryptocurrency to another person, this transaction is broadcast to the network, and a process called mining or validation occurs to confirm it. Mining involves solving complex mathematical problems that require computational power, and once a problem is solved, the transaction is verified and added to the blockchain. This mechanism ensures that no one can spend the same coin twice, a problem known as double spending, which has been a major issue in digital currencies prior to Bitcoin's invention. Cryptography plays a central role in this system through the use of public and private keys. A public key is like your bank account number, which others can use to send funds to you, whereas a private key is like your PIN or password, which allows you to access and control your funds. The security of cryptocurrencies relies on the fact that it is nearly impossible to derive the private key from the public key due to advanced cryptographic algorithms, making the system highly secure against fraud and hacking attempts when used correctly. Another important aspect of cryptocurrencies is their supply mechanism. Different coins have different rules for how many units will ever exist and how they are created. For example, Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million coins, and new coins are introduced into the system as rewards to miners for validating transactions, a process that also acts as the incentive mechanism for maintaining network security. Other cryptocurrencies, such as Ethereum, use slightly different mechanisms, and some newer coins even avoid mining entirely in favor of proof-of-stake systems, where validators are chosen to create new blocks based on the amount of coins they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. This shift from proof-of-work to proof-of-stake is part of an ongoing evolution in the crypto space to improve energy efficiency and scalability. Beyond the technical aspects, understanding how cryptocurrency works also involves grasping its economic and social implications. Cryptocurrencies are inherently global and borderless, allowing for near-instant transfers anywhere in the world without reliance on banks, government regulations, or currency conversion fees. This opens opportunities for financial inclusion, particularly in regions where traditional banking infrastructure is lacking, giving people access to secure digital money for the first time. However, the same characteristics also make cryptocurrencies appealing for speculative trading and, unfortunately, illegal activities, which has led to debates around regulation and legality. The underlying blockchain technology also enables functional alliance beyond simple transfers of value. Smart contracts, which are self-executing contracts with the terms of the agreement directly written into code, allow for automated transactions that do not require human intervention once certain conditions are met. This expands the use cases of cryptocurrency far beyond just money, enabling decentralized finance, DeFi, tokenized assets, and even decentralized autonomous organizations that operate without traditional management structures. At a more conceptual level, cryptocurrency represents a paradigm shift in how society can conceive of and manage trust. In traditional financial systems, trust is enforced by centralized institutions that hold the power to verify, approve, or reverse transactions. In a cryptocurrency ecosystem, trust is algorithmic and mathematical. Users rely on consensus mechanisms, cryptography, and network transparency to ensure that transactions are valid and that the rules of the system are followed. This shift can democratize financial systems but also requires individuals to take full responsibility for their own security and assets, as losing the private key can result in permanent loss of funds, a risk that does not exist in traditional banking systems. Cryptocurrency markets also operate on principles of supply and demand, speculation, and network effects. The value of a cryptocurrency is not tied to physical commodities or traditional monetary policy but rather to adoption, utility, scarcity, and market perception. This can result in extreme volatility, as seen in Bitcoin and Ethereum price swings, which makes understanding the technology behind it essential for anyone considering investment or usage. Moreover, the environmental impact of cryptocurrencies, particularly those using proof-of-work systems like Bitcoin, is a crucial consideration. Mining consumes vast amounts of electricity due to the computational intensity of solving cryptographic puzzles, leading to debates about sustainability and the development of greener alternatives. Despite these challenges, cryptocurrencies have continued to grow in popularity, driving innovation in payment systems, financial products, and even identity verification, supply chain tracking, and digital art through non-fungible tokens and theft. Essentially, to understand how cryptocurrency actually works, one must see it as a combination of technology, economics, and social innovation system where trust is distributed, control is decentralized, and ownership is cryptographically secure. It operates through networks of independent computers that validate and record transactions, incentivized by rewards, and protected by complex mathematical algorithms, all without a central authority. Whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or one of thousands of other cryptocurrencies, each functions as a manifestation of these principles, with variations in consensus mechanisms, supply structures, and programmability. As adoption grows and the technology evolves, cryptocurrencies continue to challenge traditional notions of money, finance, and governance, offering both opportunities and risks for individuals, institutions, and society as a whole. Understanding these mechanics, blockchain, mining or staking, public and private keys, smart contracts, and the economic principles behind valuations essential for anyone looking to navigate the world of crypto with clarity and confidence. Ultimately, cryptocurrency works because it replaces trust in centralized intermediaries with trust in code, consensus, and network verification, creating a system where digital assets can be transferred securely, transparently, and efficiently across the globe, providing the foundation for a new digital economy that is already reshaping how people think about money, ownership, and financial freedom.